Welcome to the Debrief, where we talk to the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Jim Antle. I'm here today with managing editor Greg Wilson. Greg, we've seen a lot of provisions of the Democratic reconciliation bill start to get newfound attention. Some of these might hit people directly in their bank accounts, and they may not be the rich that President Biden has said that are going to be the only people affected by this IRS grab. What do you have to say about that?
Well, if rich means having a bank account with $600 in it, then perhaps they're correct. But the Democrats are facing a big backlash right now over a plan to give the IRS access to any bank account over that threshold. And it's not going over well, and they're retreating from it. Banks find the extra reporting duties to be onerous. Right. Republicans and civil liberties groups think it's an overreach. And I think I can say that voters don't generally like the IRS.
Right.
They're talking about dialing it back to a threshold of $10,000, which is the same as the structuring threshold.
Mm-hmm. Which still, in theory, could affect certain middle-class households, but...
Yeah, correct. And I think our story reported today that at least half of bank accounts have something like $40,000 or $50,000 in them. So right. It would affect a lot of people.
Right. So in Virginia, the Northern Virginia public school system has been under attack, and it's become a major issue in this year's gubernatorial election. We've had in Loudoun County a number of controversies in which parents have sort of revolted against things that are going on with the school boards. Let's talk about some of the latest controversies and where that might be going in terms of affecting this race.
Yeah, Loudoun and Fairfax have kind of become ground zero for the revolt, if you will, of parents against local school boards over curriculum and transgender policies and other things. And right. This week an explosive story broke about how in Loudoun County a father alleges that his daughter was raped in a girl's bathroom by a transgender student and also alleges that the school covered it up.
Right.
There's still information coming out on that, and we don't know all the facts, but it has implications for the woke issue, for the gubernatorial race, and we're going to be on top of it.
The wokeness in public education could end up being a very major issue in this campaign, especially considering Republicans in Virginia normally have to win a certain percentage of the vote in Northern Virginia to be able to win statewide. And that does seem to really be ground zero for where a lot of this controversy is unfolding.
I think you're right, and I don't think they can afford to alienate suburban moms who want some kind of dominion over what their kids are taught in school. The woke stuff sometimes is deadly serious, as in this case, and sometimes it's just kind of silly season. Right. There's a school in Washington State that has canceled Halloween because apparently it's triggering to students of color. And there was another story that we had on our site about how the CEO of Minnetonka Moccasin Company is apologizing now for cultural appropriation and making profits off of Native American footwear.
Mm-hmm. Another area where the Democrats may be alienating some of their supporters is on vaccine mandates, which they believe will be a popular policy to get people vaccinated, but may in fact end up costing some of their own supporters their jobs.
Yeah, I think a potential miscalculation was that just because a majority of Americans are vaccinated does not mean a majority of Americans think that people should be forced to be vaccinated. And it also doesn't take a large percentage from any particular workforce to object to the vaccine mandates and cause major problems. And we may be seeing that in the airline industry now, the shipping industry, certainly in law enforcement, where police officers have quit their jobs in mass over vaccine mandates, and ironically in the healthcare industry, where nurses and first responders are quitting over vaccine mandates.
And all of these are industries where we really can't spare any workers.
Well, that's right.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
You can read the coverage of the rest of our political team at WashingtonExaminer.com.